Hi, my name is Michelle Haubner, and this video is for ESL585 with Georgetown College for the ESL leadership class. I'm here with a collaborating teacher, and we're going to discuss some topics about culturally responsive teaching, also talk about some law mandates that affect our ELL students, and some of the major theories behind how we can support them best. So to be a culturally responsive teacher, it is important that we understand the backgrounds of our students, that we know where they're coming from, both academically and socially. There's several psychological factors that go into the background of students. They have socio-emotional and cognitive and background pieces that all form the psychological factors that affect their learning. So it's important that we understand those three different areas. Again, the three areas are background, socio-emotional, and cognitive factors that will affect how they best learn. There are several court cases and law mandates that affect our students as well, and as teachers that are culturally responsive, it is important that we understand those and that we can promote these in our schools. So three of the really important ones are the Lau remedies, Plyler versus Doe, and Castagna standard. And Plyler versus Doe simply just says that students who are undocumented or whose families are undocumented immigrants are still afforded the opportunity to a free public education. The other two, Lau remedies and Castagna standard, both talk about how what appropriate ways are to teach students, the services that they have included in their rights as ELL students, how to assess them, when to decide that they should be in ELL programs or not be in ELL programs. Use of things such as WIDA and Access can help us to score students so that we're able to decide where they should be academically. Because some students might score poorly just because they are not understanding the English, whereas other students might score poorly because they have a poor educational background and they don't understand what's going on either academically or linguistically. Two different approaches, which are some of the most common ones, are the cognitive academic language learning approach, or known as the Kaya method, or sheltered instruction. Both of these help students learn material within the context of a classroom at grade level without giving up any of the material that they need to know in order to graduate, in order to be ready for college. These methods include both language standards and content area standards, which is really important because if a student is learning only content standards, then their English isn't going to improve. And if they're learning only language standards, then they're going to keep moving on from grade level to grade level, and they're going to fall behind, and they're going to eventually end up back into ESL classes because they were not able to learn techniques to help them move forward despite language barriers. So some great ways that we can help ELL students, just a few of the methods. One is total physical response. This is giving students the opportunity to express answers to things with more than just a written response or a traditional test. So total physical response might be body movements or drawing or hand motions, videos, pictures, different things, so that a student has a way of showing that they understand, even if they are not sure what the English is that they should use in order to communicate that. Also, making language connections between their first language and their second language can be really helpful for students. If there's any cognates or words that sound similar in both languages, those are great for students to know so that they can recognize them. And also focusing on just an adequate level of language for where they are in the language learning process, so that they're not feeling overwhelmed, but they're feeling like it's something they're capable of doing without doing work that's too easy for them that could be boring as well. So yeah, just making sure that students are understanding both content and language standards simultaneously is really important. Being sensitive to their cultures and to their backgrounds. Reviewing any tests and assessments just to make sure that they're not culturally biased is just a great way to be able to help our ELL students. It's just really important that this information is out there and that families are aware so that they know how to best assist their students and their families. Thanks for your time.